It's not about talking. It's not about finishing the text content in 30 seconds. Remember, we are delivering it in person. We are also the postman or postwoman. So it is not my text content that I've created a complex sentence of I help leaders and founders and change makers create impact and legacy with the help of authentic storytelling. I teach experiential workshops. It is not that. So the biggest do would be to stay flexible and speak and think on the feet. The mistake we often make, especially as entrepreneurs, is to quickly learn your 30-second pitch verbal and your 3-minute pitch for recording on with PowerPoint slides. The thing is that, it's not about talking. It's not about finishing the text content in 30 seconds. Remember, we are delivering it in person. We are also the postman or postwoman. So it is not my text content that I've created a complex sentence of I help leaders and founders and change makers create impact and legacy with the help of authentic storytelling. I teach experiential workshops. It is not that. It is about, oh, you must be having such an interesting story. One of the participants at my workshop, she actually has a company which is very similar to yours. And she was telling me, oh, okay, so you run workshops, what is it about? So you see what is the impact that is being created from the first example and the second one. So that is where I believe, the elevator pitch needs to evolve. It is not about creating a complex sentence with 3 parts. I help dash with dash, so that dash, the typical formula that we find on the internet all the time. We have to also see what words sit on our tongue, how our breath lasts or doesn't last. I mean, if I say I help founders and leaders and change makers create, I work with a lot of founders and leaders and also change makers. What I do is I help them create impact and legacy. So I'm breaking it into sentences so that it sits well with my normal way of talking and conversational approach. So these are the small things that we should do, and we should stay agile. If I am talking to you and I know you are a founder, I don't need to talk about change makers. Whatever your identity or whatever the context is. If I and you are meeting at our, children's school function, you know something about me, you don't know something about me. So I need to think on the feet where I begin. I don't need to start with, I am Sinjini Sengupta, etc., etc. So that agility and that flexibility is very important. That's the biggest do. The second do is to assess who is this person? What do I look from this conversation? Or just to stay open rather than just complete that text in 30 seconds. The don't would be to grab too much time out of turn, because everybody loves the sound of their own voice. Be curious about the other person if you want to get something of it.